Let me tell you just a little bit about the power of three. And I'm going to start with energy medicine because it's so important. I mean, all of them are important, but energy medicine is the one that many people have a hard time understanding. There are still people who think that it's a little woo-woo, it's a little out there, but I'm going to challenge you and say quantum physics, take a look, get a foundational understanding, and energy medicine is not woo-woo. Energy medicine, think of light. We use divine light. The life force comes from our creator, the one God of all that is. Energy medicine focuses on clearing, grounding, and balancing, and letting the life force run through you, and that's where healing begins. I'm a facilitator. I have studied and practiced a lot of methodologies through One Light Healing Touch, created by Ron Levin, and it's over 50 holistic, esoteric, spiritual, and shamanic advanced energy healing techniques and practices. They support deep transformation for both self-healing and the healing of others. So really, you're talking about life force, you're talking about the body system, the energy systems, the chakra system. For example, ancient practices use modern scientific understandings and information so that we bring those two together. Because in modern day, we have lost the understanding and the value, the true value of what some ancient practices have done for thousands of years. So that's energy medicine in a little nutshell. Some of the benefits of energy medicine, let's talk about that. That's important. Now, keep in mind, there are 0 side effects, some benefits. This is not comprehensive. Pain relief, so pain management, improved sense of well-being and quality of life, reduced stress and anxiety. It strengthens and balances the immune system. All of the autoimmune diseases that are out there in modern times, it helps with that. There's a faster recovery rate, and this is scientifically researched. There's been, I think it's at least 50, don't quote me on that number, double-blind studies that have been done in energy medicine, faster recovery for invasive surgical procedures, greater personal growth and self-awareness, release of physical and emotional trauma. You know, we think of trauma as you get in a car accident and you got a broken bone or something. But we go through trauma and face trauma every single day. It's one trauma that's really bad is stress, just in general. Spiritual support, including end of life, peace and comfort.
What came to mind is a quote that I heard a few months ago that said it went something like this: spirituality is something that science hasn't yet explained. So for anyone thinking that this is not real work or mental gymnastics or the kind of thing where you just have to believe it in order to make it work, it's actually not like that. You know, there's plenty of evidence, and there will be more evidence in the future that these practices actually help you heal, you know, physically, emotionally, mentally, and more importantly, moving forward with your life. Because healing in the view of Evolve Global 22 is not healing that focuses on health, and it's not self-improvement that focuses on goal setting. It's a lot more than that.
Let's shift a little bit. The second item in the power of three, Ayurveda medicine, the wisdom of balance. So Ayurveda is an ancient body wisdom. That's the best way that I can describe it. The art of aligning your daily life with nature, your natural self. It teaches you that your body is your home, and that balance begins with knowing your unique body type. In Ayurveda, it's called your dosha, and your natural constitution. So when you eat, rest, moving according to your body type or your dosha, your digestion strengthens, your mood steadies, and your inner rhythm harmonizes with the world around you. So it's really talking about a physical, which also promotes an emotional and mental balance. With Ayurveda, I approach a lot from digestion. So using food as your medicine. Food and how we eat and what we eat is critical to your emotional, physical, and mental stability. And we don't really necessarily, and I was not different than anybody else long ago when I didn't know. But we were never taught how important what we put in our mouths is to our mental, emotional, and physical being, right? Like even when you connect it with energy medicine, we're energy beings within a body. So imagine Okay, let me ask a question. When you eat a huge, massive dinner, most people will tell you they don't feel well at the end of that. They want to sleep. They want to go to bed. They have, they're sitting like a lump on the couch because they can't move. I've been there. I've done that. Thanksgiving's coming in America, and that's one of the days of the year where there's a lot of food. And, it's almost like we eat ourselves into a coma. My mother and grandmother always used to say, garbage in, garbage out. Whatever you put in is going to come out. And if it's garbage, it's going to be garbage. With all of the skin issues people have, gut issues people have, autoimmune diseases, Ayurveda really is, I approach it mainly from the point of digestion and food, although it mixes in other areas, herbal and all of that, it connects. But I really focused on that, and eating and putting into your body and your lifestyle, how you're living, aligning it with your unique body dominant constitution. We have Evolve Global22. We have an assessment that we do, which identifies your dominant dosha, or if you're evenly two of the doshas. It really brings out the idea and is grounded upon the idea using food as your medicine. Some of the benefits of Ayurveda medicine: improved digestion and nutrition absorption, emotional regulation and mental clarity. How about no more brain fog? Healing from stress and trauma, both daily and deep. Enhanced body mind resilience and recovery. A renewed sense of vitality, peace, and alignment. So if you just pause a moment and think about that, if you only approach your healing, health, and wellness from one perspective, you're missing another. If you only do it from the energy medicine perspective, then you're missing the food is thy medicine, which the Ayurvedic perspective. Keep that in mind as you think. And then last, herbal medicine is the last power of three, the earth's pharmacy. In my religion, I talk spirituality, and then when I talk religion, because my religion is Islam. There is a verse in the Quran that says that God has given us a cure for every disease. We just haven't found them yet. Well, what does that mean? It doesn't mean we have to go into a chemistry lab and create all these things. It means it's here naturally. So I am not anti-medicine if you absolutely need it. I'm not anti-modern medicine in any way. Physicians, we need them. However, to use drugs as your first choice, pharmaceuticals, as your first choice, to not be working on anything else and just expecting a magic pill. Falling in, modern medicine, and this is out there. I'm not the only one who says it. It's been proven. Many doctors will tell you this. Modern medicine is good for trauma. You get in an accident, you have a heart attack, you have a stroke, it's good for trauma, but it is not good for common chronic illnesses, because they don't treat the heart of the matter, they treat the symptoms, because that's what they know how to do. So the earth's pharmacy, nature gives us what we need. Hence all the oils. I only have two things that I still use that I buy, because I haven't made my own yet. Shampoo. I buy the most natural shampoo that I can get, and I guess toothpaste. I buy the best one I can. I don't use any deodorants. I don't use any soaps. I don't use anything else. Everything that I use is something that I made, and it's essential oils, herbs, nature's medicine that gives us what we need. Plants, here's a thought for you. Plants carry the intelligence of the earth. They nourish, soothe, and restore what's been depleted. Let's talk about some benefits. Relief from symptoms of imbalance and illness, support for body systems and organ functions, clearing of toxins and energy stagnation, natural resetting of the body's rhythm. Healing with pure plant-based medicine is like a gentle clean, and and again, most of them do not have any negative side effects. Not all, because there are some, when you really get into herbal medicine, there's some that are very, very powerful, and you have to be careful with. But in general, there's very few to no negative side effects. Patrick, anything I should add to that? Any question maybe that I skipped over?
I would like to add that a lot of what you explained just now by covering power, the second and the third practice included in the power of three, is also, about a bigger philosophy maybe that we are discussing here, which is with two important items: customization and holistic. So the real meaning of holistic, I think that sometimes, maybe there could be a disconnect between your ideas and what the audience hears, and that's because they probably have a different idea of what holistic means. To me, holistic means that, let's start by defining that by what the opposite means, what the opposite looks like. When things are not holistic, they're fragmented, right? Our current, our Western culture, which is sort of globalized right now, fragments everything. So when you go to traditional doctors, you will find a specialist for your knee, a specialist for your brain, a specialist for your lungs. There will be a specialist for everything, but that never fully will give you the full solution that you're looking for, because often problems might start in one part of the body and then just extend to the rest of it. Another thing that really caught my eye in that specific subject is how you talk about food, right? We have the tendency to think that food only affects our physiology. We get fat, we don't get fat, we digest, we eliminate. And let's say, for people who think of heart disease, cholesterol levels go up, go down. But at the same time, we go with what we most of us don't know or don't talk about, is that it affects so many other things. It affects your brain, it affects your sleep, it affects so many other more things. And at the end of the day, that's why, a holistic solution is so needed. And what's really interesting about the Davis approach is that the power of three is more than alternative medicine. It's three branches of alternative medicine working together. So you can't get any more holistic than that.
When I first started my journey and that I started just wanting to lose weight, what I did was I went to a husband and wife coaching team, and they were bodybuilders. And so they were very serious and they were very well known. They worked with me on food prep, nutrition stuff, exercising, workouts, metabolism. It was very, very good, but it was one thing. So I did I got what I needed, and I did what I needed to do, and I had success in that area because I was focused on the losing weight. But what happened was, okay, I lost the weight, but still something wasn't right. I still didn't feel well. I still had issues with anxiety. I still had issues with depression. I still had skin issues. I still had, issues of emotional regulation. I felt like I couldn't get beyond a certain point. I'm like, what is going on? Well, at the same time, eventually, as I went deeper and deeper into this, the essential oils, I always loved the oils because I like how they smell. But I went deeper into the therapeutic benefits and the science behind them. And then I started getting rid of, I realized that the oils, and I started using them regularly. And then I discovered that things started to change. My skin issues lessened, anxiety lessened. Then after that, I still felt there was something missing. I just didn't feel like I was at my peak. And that's when I got into the herbal medicine and then the energy medicine. And all of this happened, it like transpired, right? Like it wasn't neat and tidy. It was very, very messy. And everything was kind of up and down. I was successful, I was good, but it wasn't where I wanted to be. And when I started the energy medicine, when I sat down with it, I was like, okay, I got to define what I did to get where I'm at thus far. And that's when the power of three was born. And then when I really started using them regularly in sync with my practices and with everything, that's when all the pieces that I had that were kind of scattered, they just came together, and I got past the things that were challenging me. And today, I don't have a problem really with anxiety. I mean, I get overwhelmed here and there, but nothing major. That's normal. That's just part of life when things happen so quick. But I don't have the issues with anxiety that I have. I don't have any weight issues. I stopped, and now I'm not telling anybody to do this. I'm not suggesting, although it's happening, but I was the first, I think, or close to the first. But it's happening. I just came across something where more people are doing this, and I didn't even realize it. So you make your own choice, my friends, but I don't carry health insurance. I don't need to. But for common things, I haven't been, I haven't been to the doctor for the flu, the cold, the nothing. There is some merit, at least from my side, from my own personal experience, exemplifies the power within the power of three and using those three modalities together. I think it's innovative, honestly, because I don't know anybody else who does it. Now with Patrick, with Evolve Global 22, bringing in the self-improvement, self-development, pinpointing that and integrating that. I mean, it's just phenomenal. So it's something that, like I said, the benefits are tremendous.